I'm Vearless. My pronouns are she, her. I identify as asexual and I am a commentator mainly working in Counter-Strike, but I also work in Valorant and TFT on the side.
I'm Paulsible. I'm a esports caster for primarily Overwatch and Valorant, and I'm bisexual. It's no secret that things are tough right now, especially here in America. Until people become more comfortable with just the idea of people existing in their own skin how they want to, and those people being seen and being a part of just everyday life, you do need to keep having these conversations.
There's not that many women, and then let alone also who are queer, so it's sort of like I'm already a minority and even further. In my specific case, I wish there were just more, and in general I do see that there is more and more people coming out and being comfortable with it, or just being an ally. So I do definitely see the view slowly change, and I think initiatives like this, or where just be in content in general, because when I'm looking at esports orgs and Data and Rainbow, there's always an influx of hate, but I love to see that these organizations are fully behind it and not just using it, but they're actually standing for something, and I think that is a really cool thing to see.
For every pound of hate I've seen, I've also seen a pound of compassion, a pound of community, of banding together and lifting each other up. What I hope every person who is struggling right now remembers is that even though times are difficult, the only way to see better times ahead is to stick through it and find people, find community that helps keep you strong. And if you can't find it, then make it. And I don't mean for any of that to be vapid positivity as well, right? It can get suffocating when times are tough to hear, oh, don't worry, things will be better ahead. And it's obviously not that simple, but there is some truth to the grit that is necessary to stick through. That's where digging your heels into the ground and sort of saying, I'm not moving, you move, I'm here to stay is important.
And it's also okay if you don't want to like immediately slap a label on something, or if the label changes. There is still this part of me which is sort of like not sure, especially with, in my case, asexual being so much of a spectrum. There's still a big part that I have to discover. That's okay, go on the journey. It doesn't matter where you end up. That journey is part of life, so embrace that. I think also allies are extremely important, and a lot of people don't really think like, oh yeah, it's pride, it's a thing for them. But if you're an ally and you have queer people around you, show them a little bit of extra love. They can definitely use it and appreciate it.
When people are getting discriminated against, is it important to try and assist in whatever way is reasonable for you?
I honestly wouldn't be here being this open if it weren't for my family, my friends who are like super supportive. It is because of them I can be this open and therefore hopefully inspire others.
It's one of those concepts where it's sort of being in the room. When it comes to something in a professional context, it is the individuals who are not directly discriminated against who are going to be in the room when discrimination is discussed. It's the people who, by baseline, the bigots or racists or sexists or whatever, right? The assholes. They're gonna feel comfortable around the people they assume are on the same page as them. In a professional context, it is more difficult to detect, I have found, which is why it's important that everyone sort of stay vigilant for those things.
Since I've worked in esports and realized I might not have like the biggest platform, but I have somewhat of a platform, and especially with the lack of asexual representation, I feel sort of like it's almost sort of necessary to make at least, myself a little bit more visible and just say like, hello, I'm here and I'm celebrating too. Some people think, oh, I don't really want to be a role model, but I think once you start to have some sort of following, or you start to work with bigger events, or you are playing for a certain organization, I feel like this responsibility that you do carry, whether you want it or not. And I take that quite serious because I know that there are people who are looking up to me, and I want to be able to inspire them as well and hopefully make this space a better place. I am very much comfortable within my own skin, but I do know that by me doing this can help like a lot of other people who might not be as comfortable.
It's not anything new, but be loud, be proud, and be unapologetically you.